Okay, so good evening, everyone, and you're welcome to the second edition of Art Talks. And the goal for this is simply to build a community of um, mentoring and mentorship for student architects and anybody who aspires to learn more within the architectural space. Yeah, so basically that's the goal. Also to provide some level of visibility and exposure for uh, the people that we are hosting. Yeah. So without much ado, I'd like to introduce um, our speaker for tonight, and she is a passionate and sustainability-driven architect with 4 years of professional experience dedicated to designing spaces that harmonize with the environment. If you have any issues hearing me, you can just notify me so that we'll see the way forward. That harmonize with the environment while serving the needs of their users. Her journey in architecture has taken her from the KNSC Development Office to mastered architecture to interior and concepts, and currently to Architectural and Engineering Services Limited, where she continues to deepen her expertise in environmentally conscious design. She has a special interest in sustainable architecture, focusing on integrating passive design strategies that reduce energy consumption and carbon emissions. Recognizing that buildings account for over 40% of global energy use and nearly 30% of carbon dioxide emissions, she believes architects have a responsibility to lead the shift toward a greener future. Her designs prioritize natural ventilation, daylighting, thermal comfort, and the use of renewable energy technologies such as solar systems, resulting in buildings with a low carbon footprint and lasting environmental value. Holding a master's degree in architecture, she tries to ensure that every project she undertakes contributes meaningfully to a more sustainable and resilient built environment. So um, that's a short introduction of our speaker, and I'd like to add that she is one of the top people that uh, I know. We used to be in the same class, so yeah, she was really good. And when it comes to studio, so ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome um Mrs. Tabitha Dua Oyinka Ajepon.
Thank you very much.
Mm,
All right. So, it's actually a privilege to have this opportunity to talk to you guys today. So we are continuing the topic design process strategies for studio. So, I am looking at basic submission requirements for architecture studio presentation. So, whilst in architecture school, there are certain requirements that your studio masters will require from you when it comes to presentations. We are going to go through them step by step. Okay? So the first thing you have to do when you are given any design task is to do an introductory sheet. That is the first thing, followed by your case studies. So I would pick each item and detail it out. Okay. So first is the introduction, case studies, technical studies, site inventory, and site analysis. Then we have the design brief. accommodation schedule. And there's another thing called functional relationship diagram. We'll talk about all of that. And then the conceptual. Then we have the design drawings and then 3D impression. Okay, introduction. So what we are going to do is after talking about every sheet, I'll show you samples of how a typical, let's say, introduction sheet should look like, a typical case study sheet should look like. So start with the introduction. What you must have, first of all, is the background of the design topic. So this includes the definition. So we are going to create a scenario. So let's say the design task you've been given for your studio project is to design a school, a basic school for what town should I use? For Aja in Kumasi. Yeah. So first of all, you would start by giving a definition of what a school is, what the importance of a school is. It's not like your masters do not know, but then there's a way you present your project that makes it excellent. So we start by defining the project, so what a school is, its importance. And you should know that every assignment or project they give you in school is site specific. So after giving the importance, then you go further by letting us know if there's any existence of that kind of project in the location. So you would have to do a survey to find out if, okay, so how many basic schools are in Aija at the moment? If any, what is the current status of those projects? So all of these things are the background information of the topic. Then we go to the design task or problem statements. So this has to do with stating the task that has been given to you. So for every project that you'll be given in studio, there's a design task that you can derive from the question. So a typical example can be design a basic school for Asia community. Yeah. So that statement becomes your design task. So in as much as it's been given to you, you still have to state it on introduction sheet. And also, after stating it, everything you do has to be site specific. Every design will sit on a site. So everything you do, you must go back to the site in question. So you gave us a background information, as I've already said. So you build on that background information to define the task. And also you have to indicate the target group. So in your design task, you state to design a school for the Eida community. So the Eida community, there's a target group in that community. So maybe children from the ages of 6 to 14 years. It is always very important to have your